The Boston Marathon, an 116-year tradition in Beantown and a sign of patriotism within the United States of America. Yet on Monday, April 15th, it was marred by an act of injustice. Devastation filled the streets of Boston when multiple explosions occurred at the finish line of the Boston Marathon race. Thousands of innocent civilians and spectators of the race ran for cover and safety after the bombs exploded, only to be thrown into greater chaos and insecurity. With heavy hearts within our country and here on campus, we asked Otterbein students their feelings on this tragedy, and here's what we found.
I think it's horrible, and whoever did it, they need to be found and caught and be dealt with. One of my friends actually goes to school up there, and she wasn't too far from the explosion, so that scared the heck out of me.
It just makes me really upset. It makes me feel really sad, and my thoughts and prayers go out to all of the families of those who were involved.
And ultimately, I'd wish that people will learn from these kind of catastrophes and hope they don't happen again.
3 is the death toll to this tragedy as of right now, with over 180 injured in some way and 17 individuals in critical condition. Otterbein Professor Dr. Jean Kelly was one of many people across the country scrambling to make sure her family was safe after the explosion, praying to not hear the worst.
It was probably 4:45 before I had any idea, and I got an email from a cousin saying, let us know when Kevin's all right. And the first thing I saw was a video that showed the official time on the clock at the time of the explosion, and I knew right away that was my brother's finishing time. So that's when the panic set in. They had finished technically at like 3:46, and the bomb went off at 4:09. So I could tell he had finished, which was somewhat of a relief, but it looked like he finished very close to that time. Made phone calls, couldn't get in touch with him. At some point, I just closed the door of my office and cried and prayed because we couldn't get any information.
Her brother, Dr. Kevin Kelly, was a runner within the marathon and is now safe, but not before he had to be in the presence of this warlike atmosphere in Boston. We spoke with Mr. Kelly on the phone, and he had this to say.
As we were getting the clothes off of these school buses where all the bags were with personal effects, we heard a huge explosion, and the ground shook. It was, it was really impressive. And we turned, and on the corner where the finish line was, there was a huge cloud of black-gray smoke coming up. And so everybody looked at each other, and we all realized that there was something bad had happened.
The second you heard the explosion, what was the first thing that went into your head?
Well, I think initially, it was so loud that you think, gee, maybe it was a cannon or something. You think maybe, you're not really sure. And like I said, I think your next thought, just because of 9/11, is whether there are other explosions that are going to occur.
Dr. Kelly's family is safe, yet as a whole, how safe is the country from this occurring again? America has always risen from events like this only to be stronger. Yet with this bombing and gruesome scene, our country may have lost a sense of security again, but never will we lose our sense of pride or hope. For This Week at Otterbein, I'm John Bazika.